All right, so for this particular project with the contour shoe project, this will be the only time you will be trimming a drawing. So we will not be doing this on our still life project, so this is the only one we're going to be trimming the actual drawing. So if you guys look at your shoes, most likely you have extra space or just a little bit too much paper on at least the top or the bottom, or maybe, I think most of you it's just either the top or the bottom. For most of you it's actually probably the top. I'm going to be using one of my demonstration drawings for this, just so I can show you guys how to do it. Obviously your guys' drawings are finished. If you are by any chance somebody who has missed some days and maybe perhaps you don't have the top of your shoelaces drawn on there, then you would need to kind of take that in consideration when you are trying to figure out where to trim. Okay? So if you look at my paper here, going the wrong way. So if you look at my paper here, we are going to, kind of the rule that we use, and this is just to give you something to start with. Everybody does something different. But what we're going to do is we are going to measure 1 inch from the farthest point on your shoe, and then we're going to make a mark, and that's where we're going to trim. Now if you think about that, so again, I don't have my shoelaces on here. I'm going to pretend like I do, okay? What I'm going to do is just measure 1 inch off the top of that, and I'm going to make a mark right there. So let me zoom into this so you guys can see. So again, took my drawing here, I measured 1 inch from the top, and I made a mark. Okay. Now if you look at, and I'm going to zoom back out so you can see the whole drawing again. So if you look at my entire drawing here, one more, there we go. I have about 1 inch left here on the right side, and I have probably less than 1 inch here on the left. And I have probably just a little bit over, oh, it's exactly 1 inch below the shoe. I am not going to worry about the sides or the bottom because I'm pretty close. Now even so, if I had about I'd say even like 1.5 inches below my shoe, I probably still wouldn't worry about it, okay? So we're just going to measure 1 inch above the top of our shoe, okay? And that's going to be basically where we want to trim our projects. To draw, we're going to draw a line across there so we know exactly where we want to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my paper this way. I'm going to take my ruler, and a little trick an artist actually showed me was to make sure that you are actually drawing a straight line. So just because you have a ruler in your hand doesn't mean that you can draw a straight line. So, you know, if I put my, I'll zoom out a little bit more here. But if I put my ruler on my paper like that, that's not a straight line. Okay? So one little trick is to take the edge of your ruler and match it up with the edge of your paper and then that mark that you found, that you did. So I'll scroll, I'll kind of zoom into this so you can see. So again, match the edge of your ruler because that's a straight edge. Match it, and then match it so that it hits that mark that you made. And then go ahead and draw your line across, and that's where you are going to cut. Okay? Now, if you by any chance have a lot of extra on the sides or on the bottom, you will need to do it there also. But for most of you guys, you probably only need to trim the top. Some of you that might have had some of those taller shoes that go up to the ankles, some of you had those Converse or just some athletic shoes that go past the ankle or a little bit at the ankle, you may not have anything to trim off at all. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. The next step then is that I'm going to show you guys how to use the paper cutter. And you are going to trim your paper using the paper cutter. And then once everybody gets finished with that, I'm going to show you how to start mounting it on the black paper. Okay?